Welcome back to the quiet space. The markets are closed, the numbers have stopped moving. Tonight, we travel back to the very beginning. Imagine the year 2009, a cold winter. The global financial system was shaking, trust was broken, and in the middle of that winter, a single block of data was born. Block 0, the Genesis block. It was not created by a government. It was not printed by a bank. It was created by a ghost, a pseudonym, Satoshi Nakamoto, a brilliant mind who gave the world a gift and then faded into the shadows. Think about that silence. To build something that changes the world and then to walk away. No ego, no desire for fame, just pure, elegant mathematics. As you lie there, let your own ego fade away. You do not need to be anyone right now. You do not need to prove anything. Like the creator of the network, you can simply vanish into the quiet night. Just breathe, and let the silence surround you. Let us explore the armor that protects this network. It is an armor not made of iron, but of prime numbers. Elliptic curve cryptography. It sounds complex, but in its heart, it is simply a one-way street. Imagine a puzzle that takes a drop of water to solve, but an entire ocean of energy to reverse. That is the security of your private key. It is a number so vast, so incredibly large, that if you counted every grain of sand on Earth, you would not even come close. Hidden within that mathematical universe, your assets are safe. No force on Earth can break the math. No army can guess the key. Feel the weight of that absolute security. Wrap it around your mind like a heavy, warm blanket. The world outside may be chaotic. The news may be loud. But inside the cryptography, there is only perfect order. Inhale the calm certainty of the algorithm. Exhale the anxieties of the day. You are protected. Picture the Earth from space, a dark sphere floating in the void. Now imagine tiny pinpricks of blue light turning on, one by one. These are the nodes. A computer humming quietly in a basement in Iceland. A server rack glowing in a dark room in Texas. A small device sitting on a desk here in Japan. They do not sleep. They do not rest. They are the silent guardians of the ledger, each one holding a complete copy of the truth. They do not trust each other. They verify. If one node fails, 1,000 others continue the work. It is a beautiful, lonely symphony of machines. They are working right now, validating, hashing, securing, so that you can rest. You can put down your tools. The network is carrying the weight for you tonight. Let your breathing match the slow, steady rhythm of the blocks. Tick, tock. Another block is found. Another 10 minutes of perfect consensus. Now let us delve into the engine that drives this quiet revolution. Proof of work. It sounds like labor. It sounds like effort. But in the digital realm, it is the ultimate expression of security. Imagine massive warehouses filled with thousands of silent, blinking machines. They are called ASICs. They have one purpose and one purpose only: to guess a number, a random, impossibly difficult number. They are converting physical energy, electricity flowing from rivers, from wind, from the earth itself, into absolute digital truth. Think about the transformation of energy. Heat and light becoming data. The physical world anchoring the digital world. It is a heavy, relentless process, like a massive flywheel spinning in the dark. Millions of terahashes per second, a scale of computation that the human mind cannot truly comprehend. They are doing the heavy lifting so that you do not have to. Every time a machine guesses the right number, a cryptographic puzzle is solved. A block is sealed. The truth is locked in place. And the network moves forward, slowly, unstoppably. You can feel the low hum of those machines in your mind, a steady, droning frequency that blocks out the noise of the day. It is the sound of trust being manufactured, second by second, minute by minute. You do not need to understand the math to feel its weight, just as you do not need to understand gravity to feel it holding you to the bed. Let the heavy, relentless rhythm of the proof of work pull you deeper into relaxation. Your mind is becoming heavy. Your limbs are relaxing. The network is working. You are resting. Let us look closer at the encryption. The SHA-256 algorithm. It is a beautiful mathematical meat grinder. You put a piece of data in, and a unique string of characters comes out. But here is the magic, the avalanche effect. If you change even a single comma, a single space, a single pixel in that data, the entire output changes completely, radically, unrecognizably. There is no going backwards. You cannot ungrind the meat. You cannot unscramble the egg. Time in the blockchain only moves in one direction, forward, like a river flowing toward the ocean, like the sand falling in an hourglass. This is what gives the ledger its permanence. If someone tries to alter the past, if they try to change a transaction from yesterday, or last year, or 10 years ago, the hashes break. The chain shatters. The network rejects it instantly. The past is frozen in amber. It is etched into the deepest bedrock of the internet. Think about the comfort of that permanence. In a world where everything changes, where news is rewritten, where memories fade, the blockchain remains exactly as it was. It is a monument to objective reality. Your past is secure. The mistakes of the day cannot be changed, but they also do not matter here. You are moving forward, block by block, breath by breath. Let the avalanche effect wash over you. Let any anxious thoughts be scrambled and transformed into a meaningless string of characters. They have no power here. They cannot alter your peace. The ledger is sealed. Your mind is quiet. Drift deeper into the immutable dark. Let us shift our focus from the microscopic world of hashes to the macroscopic architecture of the entire system. Look at the structures we have built in the physical world. Giant skyscrapers of glass and steel. Central banks, corporations, governments. They are all built on the same ancient model, a pyramid, a tower with a few people at the very top, controlling the flow of information, the flow of money, the flow of power. When you put all your trust in a single central pillar, you also create a single point of failure. If the tower shakes, everyone inside it feels the tremor. If the pillar collapses, the entire structure falls. This is the anxiety of the modern world. We are forced to trust institutions that we cannot control, systems that we cannot see inside, and people we will never meet. But in the quiet darkness of the digital night, a new architecture was quietly assembled. Decentralization. It is a word that sounds technical, but its meaning is deeply organic. Think of a vast, ancient forest. There is no central tree that controls the others. There is no CEO of the forest. Instead, every tree, every root, every blade of grass is connected in a massive, silent network. They share nutrients through the soil. They communicate through chemical signals in the air. If one tree falls, the forest does not die. The network simply routes around it. The ecosystem adapts. This is the true nature of the Bitcoin network. It is not a tower, it is a digital forest. Millions of independent nodes spread across every continent, every time zone, every nation. They do not ask for permission to join the network, and they do not need permission to leave. They simply exist, operating on the exact same set of mathematical rules. As you lie in your bed, listening to the rain, think about the immense peace that comes from this decentralization. You are no longer relying on a central authority to keep your digital life secure. You are relying on the collective agreement of the entire forest. When a transaction is made, it is not approved by a manager in a high-rise office. It is verified by a computer in a garage in South America, simultaneously with a server in a cold storage facility in Northern Europe and a laptop resting on a desk in a quiet suburb of Tokyo. They all look at the math, they all run the equations, and they all arrive at the exact same conclusion. Yes, the transaction is valid. Yes, the rules have been followed. Yes, the truth remains unbroken. This distributed consensus is the most powerful force ever created in computer science. It replaces the need for human trust with the absolute certainty of cryptographic proof. Let your mind wander through this global web of connections. Imagine the data flowing like a slow, steady pulse of light through the fiber optic cables that cross the bottom of the oceans. Silent, invisible, unstoppable. There is no anxiety in this network. There is no fear of a sudden policy change. There is no fear of inflation engineered behind closed doors. The rules were set in the Genesis block, and they have not changed. 21 million, that is the hard cap. That is the digital scarcity that gives the system its gravity. In a world where fiat currencies are printed endlessly, where the supply of money is expanded until it loses all meaning and all value, the absolute scarcity of Bitcoin is an anchor in the storm. It is a fixed point in a constantly shifting universe. Focus on your breathing. Inhale the concept of scarcity. Exhale the anxiety of inflation. Inhale the certainty of the math. Exhale the doubt of human error. You are tethered to a system that does not sleep, does not lie, and does not change its mind. It simply ticks forward, block by block, verifying the truth. Every 10 minutes, the entire network comes to a quiet, unanimous agreement. A new block is found. A new page is added to the ledger, and the system secures itself even further. It is a beautiful, relentless clockwork mechanism, slowly ticking away in the background of human history. You do not need to watch the clock. You do not need to monitor the network. You can let go of the need to control. The nodes are doing the work. The miners are expending the energy. The cryptography is holding the shield. You are free to simply exist. You are free to let your mind drift away from the complexities of the day and sink into the simple, undeniable reality of the blockchain. Dark, heavy, and perfectly secure. Now, let us descend even deeper. We have traveled through the network. We have listened to the hum of the miners and the quiet whispers of the nodes. But there is a place even quieter than the blockchain itself, a place of absolute stillness. Let us talk about cold storage. Imagine a physical vault buried deep underground, far away from the noise of the city, far away from the glowing screens and the endless flow of data. Inside this vault, resting on a bed of dark, cold steel, is a hardware wallet. It is not connected to the internet. It is not connected to any network. It is completely, perfectly offline. It is in a state of absolute digital hibernation. Think about the peace of being completely disconnected. No signals can reach it. No hackers can touch it. No sudden market movements can disturb its rest. It simply holds the cryptographic keys in absolute silence. As you lie there, I want you to become that cold storage. I want you to disconnect your mind from the network of the waking world. The emails, the messages, the notifications, the endless scrolling. They are all outside the vault. They cannot reach you here. You are pulling the plug. You are going offline. Imagine a thick steel door slowly closing, shutting out the light and the noise of the surface. clink. The lock engages. You are safe. You are secure. You are perfectly isolated from the demands of the day. In this state of cold storage, your energy is preserved. Your thoughts slow down to a crawl. The temperature of your mind drops, becoming cool, calm, and perfectly still. Just like the microchips resting in the dark, you have nothing to process right now. You have no transactions to verify. You have no problems to solve. Your only task is to exist in this quiet, protected space. Feel the physical weight of your body sinking into the mattress, just as the hardware wallet rests heavily on the steel shelf. Your arms are heavy. Your legs are heavy. Your breathing is slow and shallow, like a machine that has been powered down to its lowest setting. The world above is spinning, the markets are trading, people are rushing, but none of it matters to you. You are in deep, cryptographic slumber. Let us focus on the concept of absolute zero. In physics, absolute zero is the temperature where all atomic movement stops. There is no friction, there is no heat, there is only perfect stillness. This is the temperature of the cold wallet, and this is the temperature of your mind as you drift deeper into sleep. Every time you exhale, imagine releasing a little more heat, a little more tension, a little more of the day's waking energy. Breathe in the cool, dark air of the vault. Breathe out the static of the internet. Breathe in the absolute certainty of the mathematics that protect you. Breathe out the chaotic uncertainty of human interactions. You are a closed system right now. Your private keys, your inner thoughts, your deepest sense of self, they are locked away where no one else can access them. You do not need to share your energy with the world tonight. You can keep it all inside. You can hoard your peace. You can store your calm in this impenetrable fortress of solitude. Listen to the silence of the offline world. It is not an empty silence. It is a heavy, rich silence. It is the silence of a secret perfectly kept. The cryptography is a shield, but the physical disconnection is the ultimate defense. You have both. The code protects your wealth, and the quiet room protects your mind. There is a profound beauty in this isolation. In a world that constantly demands your attention, choosing to go offline is the ultimate act of rebellion. It is the ultimate luxury. And you are experiencing that luxury right now. You are sinking deeper into the cold, dark, comforting depths of the vault. Nothing can wake you. Nothing can disturb you. You are offline. You are secure. You are resting in the absolute zero of the digital winter. As you drift deeper into the offline vault, let us consider the rhythm of time in this digital universe. Time here is not measured in hours or days. It is not measured by the rising and setting of the sun. It is measured in blocks. And there is a fundamental law written into the very first lines of code, a law that governs the flow of this time. It is called the halving. Every 210,000 blocks, the reward given to the miners is cut in half. It is a programmed scarcity. It is a slow, deliberate tightening of the supply. But more than that, it is a mathematical heartbeat, a pulse that slows down every 4 years. Imagine a massive pendulum swinging in the dark. At first, it swings with energy, creating abundance. But with every massive cycle, the swing becomes slightly less forceful. The output is reduced. The creation of new coins becomes slower, harder, more deliberate. This is the halving. It is the opposite of the chaotic, endless printing of the fiat world. It is a system designed to become quieter over time. Think about this concept of becoming quieter, of producing less noise, less activity, less frantic energy. As the network matures, it settles into a deeper, slower rhythm. And as you lie here, your body is experiencing its own halving. Your heart rate is slowing down. The chaotic thoughts of the day are being cut in half, and then in half again. The volume of the outside world is decreasing. With every breath you take, the reward for staying awake diminishes. The incentive to think, to worry, to plan, is being reduced to a fraction of what it was an hour ago. You are entering a period of deliberate scarcity. Scarcity of movement. Scarcity of anxiety. Scarcity of wakefulness. You are embracing the quiet reduction of your own internal output. Imagine the miners, those massive machines we spoke of earlier. They are still working, still guessing the numbers, still securing the network. But their reward is smaller now. They are working just as hard for a fraction of the return. Yet they do not stop. They continue their task, driven by the unwavering rules of the protocol. Your body is like that network right now. Your subconscious mind is still working, still keeping your heart beating, still breathing for you. But the reward of conscious thought is gone. You do not need to process new information. The block reward of the waking world has been halved, and you are free to simply exist in the low-energy state of the night. Feel the relief of this programmed slowdown. In a society that demands constant growth, constant output, constant noise, the halving is a radical act of slowing down. It is a mathematical guarantee that the frantic pace will not last forever. It is a promise of eventual stillness. And you are feeling that stillness right now. The pendulum is barely moving. The output is a trickle. The system is settling into its long, final slumber. As the years pass, the halving will occur again and again until the very last fraction of a coin is mined over a century from now. That is the long view. That is the deep time of the blockchain. When you consider a timeline that stretches past your own life, past the lives of everyone you know, the immediate worries of tomorrow seem incredibly small. They are just tiny fluctuations in a massive, undeniable trend toward absolute scarcity and absolute security. Let your mind stretch out along that timeline. Feel the vast, empty space of the future blocks, waiting to be mined in perfect, predictable order. There is no rush. There is no panic. The math will hold. The rules will not change. You are a small, quiet part of a magnificent, unstoppable process. Sink into the comfort of that slow, inevitable rhythm. Let your own internal clock align with the halving. Slower, quieter, deeper. We have reached the edge of the known network. We have traveled from the Genesis block, through the cryptography, past the silent nodes, and deep into the offline vault. We have felt the slowing pulse of the halving, and now there is nothing left to calculate. The ledger is perfectly balanced. The truth is universally accepted. All the energy that was expended today has been transformed into absolute security. Your mind, too, has balanced its ledger. The thoughts of the day have been processed, verified, and locked away. There are no pending transactions in your consciousness. There is only the vast, empty space of the night ahead. Let us focus on the concept of eternity. The blockchain is not just a technology. It is a monument built to outlast us all. Long after the servers we use today have turned to dust, the mathematics will remain. The prime numbers will still hold their secrets. The hashes will still connect the past to the future in an unbroken chain. You are resting in the shadow of that eternal architecture. It is a structure so massive, so profoundly stable, that it makes the temporary worries of human life seem completely weightless. You do not need to hold on to them anymore. You can let them float away into the digital void. Imagine the network now, not as machines, but as a silent, invisible ocean of data. A dark, calm sea that covers the entire globe. You are floating on the surface of that ocean. The water is perfectly still. The temperature is exactly matched to your body. There is no current to fight. There is no shore to reach. There is only the gentle, rhythmic rising and falling of your chest, mirroring the steady 10-minute heartbeat of the blocks being found. As my voice begins to fade, know that the network does not sleep. It will keep watch while you rest. The miners will keep hashing. The nodes will keep verifying. The cryptography will hold the line. You are entirely free from the responsibility of being awake. You are slipping into the dark space between the ones and zeros. You are becoming the silence. Listen to the rain. Let it wash away the final traces of the day. The world of fiat, the world of endless noise and inflation, is gone. You are in the realm of absolute certainty. The Genesis block was the beginning of this piece, and your sleep tonight is the continuation of it. The ledger is closed, the vault is sealed, the truth is safe. Let go. Sink deeper. Drift into the perfect, immutable dark. Sleep. Rest. The network is holding you. Sleep now. Let the silence take over. Deep, eternal sleep.